Hello students, welcome to TargetIES. Let us continue with our last module, module number 25. And in this module, I am going to teach you very first topic FRP and then paints and then we will see stones and masonry. Okay? So when it comes to FRP, it stands for fiber reinforced polymer. First of all, we use polymer for so many things in our life. Okay? So for example, plastic ho gaya, plastic pipes ho gaya, plastic bags ho gaya. Not only that, the textiles also we use these days. Okay? There are so many advantages, rubbers. So we have infinite uses of these polymers. To improve the properties of these polymers, already they are serving certain useful things, right? But if you want to improve any of these properties, for example strength आपको increase करना है, stiffness आपको increase करना है, तो आप क्या कर दोगे, उसे reinforce कर दोगे. We are adding certain external material. So if you are adding fibers, okay, it could be carbon fiber, glass fiber or aramid fiber. If you are adding it to your polymers, तो आपको क्या बन जाएगा, एक fiber reinforced polymer बन जाएगा. इसका strength काफी ज्यादा रहेगा. I hope you got it right. काफी सिंपल सी बात है. So FRP is composed of two things. One is fibers, other is matrix. Matrix यानी the thing which is actually your polymer. Okay, so we are adding the fibers. These fibers, what they do, they provide stiffness and strength to our polymer now. And basically what are the fibers we use? Carbon fiber हो गया, glass fiber हो गया, aramid हो गया. What is this aramid? See, aramid has very good properties. It has super good insulating properties. Insulating properties काफी अच्छा रहता है इसका. You can Google it and see how it actually looks and what are the various advantages. So we use it in our aircrafts also. Aircrafts में हम use करते हैं. And for military equipment, lot of military equipment is actually made up of our aramid. Okay, so it has a very good life as well as it has very good strength and it also has very good insulating properties. Okay, this is about aramid. So basically these fibers will be mixed with our polymer or let us say our matrix which is polyester, epoxy, vinyl ester, urethane etc. अगर आप जब ऐड करोगे तो आपका FRP तैयार है. FRP is anisotropic यानी the strength will not be same in all the directions. Okay, let us say you have reinforced it like this. Okay, the direction in which you have reinforced, right, only in that direction the strength will be extremely high. In other direction the strength will not be that high. Okay, so it is an anisotropic. High strength is in the direction in which you have applied these fibers. FRP does not exhibit yielding. Very good property again. See, basically हमें क्या होता था in ductile material, so we will be having one yielding point. Agreed? So again you will be getting a curve something like this. ये तो neckling region हो गया. That's not the thing. But we can maximum load only up to our yield point. Right? Yield point से ज़्यादा आप load नहीं कर सकते थे. Agreed? Even though the stress here is more, but we end it at yield point only because yield point used to come. After that, what will happen? There will be elongation of your material, and we don't want it, right? So it will fail because of deflection. So what we are doing is in this FRP, if you are using this material. Okay, so what it will do, it will not give any yielding point. सीधा कहाँ पे आएगा आपका, extend होगा up to its failure point. Up to the failure point, it will be in elastic state only. That is the good thing. So in previous case, for example, when we are using the concrete which was reinforced by steel, what used to happen? So used to get the yielding point. Yielding point, उसके बाद क्या होता है, हम plastic state में enter होते हैं and somewhere here it used to break. Okay, but here what is happening, up to this point it will be up to the breaking point, it will be in elastic state only. I hope you are getting this right. So again it also has good chemical resistance. It is light in weight because steel is heavy. Carbon is obviously lighter compared to that of steel. Agreed or not? So it is light in weight and no thermal and electric conductivity. So it will not conduct any electricity through it and it is very good insulation for high temperatures. So आप पूछ सकते हो sir, why are we studying this in our building materials? क्या जरूरी है? See, obviously in building materials we do concrete, right? So in concrete, instead of using the steel bars, what I can do is I can go for this fiber reinforcements. Agreed or not? Right? So if I am using this fiber reinforcement, I will be calling it as FRP rebar. Okay, FRP rebar. What does it stand for? Fiber reinforced bar used in concrete. Okay, wherever you see FRP rebar, it means we have used this fiber reinforced bars in our concrete. As simple as that. Okay, so basically आप कहाँ पे use करोगे? The places where the thickness of the concrete is very less. For example, आपके तो steel bars diameter में आते हैं ना, so you should use 16 mm, 22 mm, 8 mm, 12 mm dia bars आप use करना पड़ेगा steel के. Obviously, if your size the size of construction is very less, so basically you can go for FRP. Okay, तो आप FRP आराम से use करोगे instead of steel. So this was about FRP. It is actually the new concept, relatively new concept, because construction तो ये जैसे है, but fiber reinforced polymer rebar, these are new concepts. Let us see where it takes us in future. Okay, now let us continue with next chapter, chapter number 16, paints. So paint, I feel it is a important topic, but it is not taught in many coaching centers. So this is an advantage. Now you know which coaching student, other coaching center students doesn't know. Okay, so ये obviously मैं जब previous year question papers कर रहा था SSC, JEE, ISRO, I felt like okay, this part is missing and this part should be taught actually to students. So that's why I have made it. So when I'm talking about paint, you know why we use paint. Obviously to make our external or internal walls look beautiful, we need paint. Agreed or not? So what is this paint? Paint is a fluid paste prepared by dissolving a base into a vehicle along with a coloring pigment. मैंने कह दिया base कह दिया, vehicle कह दिया, coloring pigment कह दिया, right? So what it actually is, let us try to understand. When I am talking about base, right, it is added in oil paints to hide the surface to be painted. What is the role of base? See, these base, for example, white lead हो गया, red lead, iron oxide हो गया, aluminum powder हो गया, zinc powder हो गया, etc. These are actually bases. We are applying it in our paint. Paint में हम add करते हैं base को, so that it will hide the surface to be painted first of all. Okay, whatever surface you have to paint, right? So first of all base क्या कर देगा, उसे hide कर देगा. इसके ऊपर हम ये जो pigment है वो color डालेगा. ठीक है, pigment क्या करेगा, इसके ऊपर base के ऊपर एक अच्छा सा color देगा. I hope it is very clear for you, right? So it is a solid substance which is finely divided into paint. It adds opaque nature to our film, paint film. Okay, so the opaque nature जो भी आता है हमारा paint film का, it is mainly because of this base. Next is pigment. Pigment क्या करेगा, whatever desired color you want to this film, the film which is formed by this base, whatever color you want, right, it is given by this pigment. They are liquid or in metal form. Okay, these pigments can be in liquid or metal form. So you know what is base? Base is substance which is covering the surface, okay, in our paint, and obviously you can color this surface, or you can also call this film. So you can color this film using this pigment. This pigment can be in liquid form or metallic form. And finally this vehicle. What is this vehicle or carrier? So vehicle or carrier क्या है? So this is nothing but liquid substance which will help us mixing this base and pigment. Okay, we want to mix this base and pigment, right? So vehicle क्या करेगा? It will ease the mixing of base and pigment, as simple as that. Okay, so what are the vehicles or carriers we have? Linseed oil, nut oil, poppy oil. Basically these oils, what they do, they will allow our base material and pigments to mix well, and we will be getting our paint, and this paint we can use it. Not only this, these three are very important thing, but in extent we also have further important thing. For example, plasticizer and dryers. नाम में ये dryer. So what it will do, it will accelerate the drying rate and quickly usable बन जाता है. Okay, or else you have to give a lot of time for our paint to dry, right? But here when you are using this plasticizer and dryer, it will allow our paint to dry soon, and we can use it only after quick time. Okay, the amount of dryer in paint we basically use is 8 to 10%. And what are the examples of plasticizers and dryers? MgSO4, lead acetate, litharage. See, one thing which I felt which is very important is these examples. Okay, in this आप तो नहीं बोलोगे what is base, pigment, vehicle, नाम में ही है. So नाम देख के आप समझ जाओगे, not a big deal. But in examinations I have seen, so which of the following examples are base? Answer could be red lead, iron oxide, aluminum powder, zinc powder. You have to tick the right answer. So here comes the tricky part. So you have to remember these examples. Okay, wherever you see oil, mostly it will be vehicle or carrier. Tick कर सकते हो. And MgSO4, lead acetate, litharage, all these are your dryers. Similarly, we have solvent and thinner. Why we need thinner? Obviously, it is added to modify the consistency of paint, to make our paint smooth, so that it is easy for us to apply it on our walls. Okay, for example क्या है, turpentine, naphtha, spirit. So these examples are very important. Okay, तो एग्जाम में पूछ सकता है what is this turpentine and spirit used for? So 4 options will be there: vehicle, base, dryer, thinner. Answer is thinner or solvent. Okay, so this is about paints. Next let us see varnish. Varnish तो आपने सुना ही होगा ना. Varnish हम use करते हैं, glossy look आता है. Whenever you are using this varnish, you will be getting a little bit glassy look to our whatever material you have painted with this paint, right? So varnish is homogeneous solution of oil, alcohol, naphtha, spirit, etc. It is mixed with paints for soluble property. It is applied on surface, it increases durability and provides glossy appearance. तो ये क्या कर रहा है, varnish whenever you are using it along with our paint, it increases the durability and also provides glassy appearance. See, varnish का definition क्या है पता है, काफी simple definition है. It is nothing but resin in solvent. Okay, so just mix a resin in a solvent and you will be getting your varnish. What are the resins we have? We have copal, amber, lac or shellac. Examples आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. Which of the following resins we use in varnish? Answer copal, amber, lac, shellac. Okay, and solvents also we have. What is the solvent in which you have to mix this resin? Linseed oil, turpentine oil, spirit, etc. These are the solvents in which you can add this copal, amber, lac or shellac resins and you will be getting your varnish. Okay, I hope it is very clear, right? Next, I have given some important points. एक बार देख लेना, काफी ज़्यादा है. Whatever I have written, it's maximum. Okay. Then we have lacquers. It is nothing but spirit varnish. Okay. It is nitrocellulose plus resin plus plasticizer. So direct bit पूछ सकता है. What in lacquers? What do we have? 4 options will be there. Okay. You have to tick the option which has all these 3. Okay. Nitrocellulose plus resin plus plasticizer will give you lacquers. Nitrocellulose क्या करेगा? It gives toughness and abrasion resistance. Whereas resin, it will improve the adhesion and hardness property. And our plasticizer, obviously it will increase elasticity and plasticity. Okay, plasticizer क्या करेगा? Plasticity बढ़ाएगा. Next we have water paints. Okay. See, you always have to remember that the oil paints are superior. ठीक है, oil paints काफ़ी अच्छा दिखता है देखने के लिए, properties भी काफ़ी अच्छा देता है, but obviously it is expensive. So we go for water paints also. Water paints we have whitewash, color wash and distemper. So आपने सुना होगा distemper ad भी आता है टीवी में, right? So whitewash and color wash also are very similar. Basically in villages और lower budget वाला जो भी करते हैं, हम क्या करते हैं, चूना मारते हैं घर को, right? So that comes under whitewash. Okay, so basically whitewash means we will be having fat line. Okay, slaking process करते हैं and then we will be applying to our walls. Okay, basically you know how it will look like, right? Whitish color में दिखता है आपको. If you are adding any color to this same fat line आप जो लगा रहे हो surface पे, if you are adding any color pigment to it, then we will be calling it as color wash. As simple as it. Okay, so what are the main purpose of it? It works as primary layer on the surface. Lime, ये जो हम use करते हैं fat lime, इसका एक property है. See, you know, the walls, it could be having certain amount of fungi. Agreed or not? Or the timber whichever you are painting, it could have the fungi also and it will grow, right? So in closed atmosphere, there is a chance that it could grow and damage my timber or wall or even decrease the quality of paint. But whenever I applying this lime wala thing, you know, the lime has certain properties. It is alkaline. So obviously as it is alkaline, if there are any microorganisms living on the surface, obviously it will die. So obviously it is good for us, right? So what is happening? Lime is a toxic agent which kills all the germs on surfaces and give white appearance. So I hope you are very clear, right? So याद रख लेना. To the paste coming out of the scrolling, add glue such as Fevicol. See, ये जो हम whitewash करते हैं, we will also add certain chemicals like Fevicol so that it will be properly sticking to the surface. Next, now you know what is whitewash. Now you know what is color wash. Okay, fat line में ही आप थोड़ा pigment डाल दो, you will be getting color wash. Next, let us see distemper. So distemper is nothing but dry pigment in our clear water. It is for plastered surfaces not exposed to weather. For exterior walls, we won't be using distemper. For interior walls, we will be generally going for distemper because it is not exposed to weather. So obviously, whenever you are using distemper, it will look better than whitewash or our this color wash, but it will not look as good as oil paints. Oil paints are superior quality. Obviously, distemper क्या रहेगा, उससे थोड़ा कम ही रहेगा. Its durability is more than whitewash but less than oil paints. Obviously, all properties of distemper are superior to that of this whitewash or color wash, but less compared to that of oil paints. Okay, it is cheaper than oil paints but costlier than whitewash. So you can just understand, right, and tick the right answer. Not a big deal. See, paints काफी रकम के होते हैं. You might be seeing the ads, right? Asian, Royal, so many paints are there. So if you are using this whitewash, it will not cost you anything. Okay, काफी सस्ता रहता है, very economical. But if you are going to this distemper or even oil paints, काफ़ी कॉस्टली होते हैं यार. 7,000 रुपये पर लीटर होता है. एक लीटर होता है ना, 1 लीटर. इट कुड बी एज 7,000 रुपीज़ ऑल्सो और इवन हायर ऑल्सो. ओके, सो ऑब्वियसली इट डिपेंड्स ऑन इकोनॉमिक्स. सो इफ यू वांट your construction to be cheaper. Obviously in villages they go for whitewash. आज भी चूना लगाते हैं ना घर को. I hope you got it right. Next, defects due to atmosphere. See, obviously there will be defects in our paint, right? Paint में defect नहीं रहता है, but I mean after applying the paint on the wall, after some time you will be seeing paint coming off. Okay, there will be cracks in our paint. So all these things are there. For example, blistering and peeling. Okay, so why it will have? It is because of loss of cohesion between paint layer and air entering from plaster surface. Okay, so blistering एंड पीलिंग दो भी एक ही होता है. ब्लिस्टरिंग हम यूज़ करते हैं ऑयल पेंट लैंग्वेज में. इन ऑयल पेंट्स विल बी यूजिंग दिस ब्लिस्टरिंग एंड पीलिंग ऑफ विल बी यूजिंग इन वाटर पेंट्स. ओके, सो दैट इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. एंड देन वी हैव क्रैक्स. यू नो हाउ द क्रैक्स विल बी, राइट? सो नेक्स्ट वी हैव फ्लेकिंग. एक बार ये डेफिनेशन भी पढ़ लेना, शायद पूछ सकता है. ओके, सो देन वी हैव फ्लेकिंग. द पेंट विल कम एज फ्लेक्स. ओके, डिटैचमेंट ऑफ पेंट फिल्म from paint surface because of excess dryers in paint, we are calling it as flaking. याद रख लेना. Why is flaking caused? Because of excess dryers. Bit can come. What is causing this flaking? Answer is dryers. Okay, next we have chalking. Chalking यानी powder form में बन जाता है. Next, milky surface. Milky surface is very common, especially when you are going for this whitewash type of things or color wash. So you might be using this color wash. ये क्या है? लोअर क्वालिटी का है, राइट? सो लेट अस से यू हैव यूज्ड येलो कलर वॉल. दिस इज समथिंग विच यू वुड हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड बिकॉज येलो कलर वॉल्स आर वेरी कॉमन इन इंडिया, राइट? सो whenever you are using this color pigment as yellow and you are getting yellow walls, after some time what will happen is certain on the wall you will be seeing certain yellowish will be turning into whitish color, right? थोड़ा क्या होता है, कलर डिम हो जाता है. इट माइट नॉट बी completely white, but there will be patches where the color difference can be clearly observed. याद आ गया? देखा होगा ना आपने? Maybe not now, but previously whenever you go to your granny's home or some elders home, obviously you might have observed if they are living in a very old home and they have gone for this color wash, obviously you will notice after some time that there is a change in color on different sides of our wall, right? So why is this happening? This is called as milky surface. Okay, so disappearing of actual color from paint film after some time is known as our milky surface. It is because of excess sun contact and poor quality of pigment or base. We also have anti-corrosive pigment, very important thing, anti-corrosive paint. So what we have this red lead, zinc oxide, iron oxide mixed with turpentine oil, and we will be using it as our anti-corrosive paint. Very important names you have to remember: red lead, zinc oxide and iron oxide. Okay, so you have to remember it. And obviously कहाँ पे यूज़ करोगे? एंटी कोरोसिव पेंट है तो स्टील पे अगर आपको करना है तो ऑब्वियसली यू विल बी पेंटिंग इट विद एंटी कोरोसिव पेंट सो दैट योर स्ट्रक्चर विल बी सेफ फ्रॉम कोरोशन. आई होप इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर फॉर यू. नाउ लेट अस गो टू स्टोन्स एंड मैसनरी वर्क बच गया था ना, ख़त्म कर लेंगे, ठीक है? सी देयर इज़ नथिंग मच इन स्टोन्स विच आई हैव टू टीच यू. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू स्टोन्स, चलो part 3 of today's module. Okay, so part 1 was our fiber reinforced polymer and then part 2 was paints. Now let us see part 3, stones. Okay, in stones obviously you can classify it into 3 groups: geological classification, physical classification and chemical classification. Okay, see I have given one diagram, very important. So ये diagram में काफ़ी सारे चीज़ें आपको मिल जाएगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ ही इज आस्किंग व्हाट इज ग्रेनाइट. ओके, ग्रेनाइट कहाँ पे? यहाँ पे. ग्रेनाइट इज अ इग्नियस रॉक. ओके, सो दिस टेबल विल हेल्प यू अलॉट. एक बार याद रख लेना. ओके, दिस माइट नॉट बी नीडेड फॉर यू. ओके, बट द एग्जाम्पल्स विच एवर ही आर गिवन हियर विल बी वेरी 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 यूजफुल टू यू. फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टैंडस्टोन हो गया. स्टैंडस्टोन इज सेडिमेंट्री रॉक. ओके, मडस्टोन सेडिमेंट्री रॉक, शेल सेडिमेंट्री रॉक, स्लेट, schist, gneiss, these are metamorphic rocks. Okay, just see the names and memorize because questions can come. For example, granite is which of the rock? Sedimentary, igneous, metamorphic, कुछ और दे देगा. Okay, or he can ask you sedimentary or intrusive igneous, extrusive igneous or metamorphic. So answer will be intrusive igneous. So like that questions can come. Basalt is your extrusive igneous. So what is this intrusive extrusive? अरे यार कुछ भी नहीं है. See this igneous rocks, what are they? They are of volcanoic origin. These volcanoes when they are erupting, right, तो क्या आ जाएगा? लावा आएगा, राइट? मैग्मा कहते हैं जो बाहर आएगा. अग्रीड और नॉट? सो इफ इट इज सॉलिडिफाइंग आउटसाइड एंड वी आर गेटिंग रॉक्स, वी विल बी कॉलिंग इट एज एक्सट्रूसिव बिकॉज इट इज आउटसाइड, सो वी आर कॉलिंग एक्सट्रूसिव. बट लावा विच एवर इज सॉलिडिफाइंग इनसाइड इट सेल्फ, राइट, वी विल बी कॉलिंग इट एज इंट्रूसिव. एज सिंपल एज दैट. ओके, सो ग्रेनाइट क्या करेगा? इट इज अ इंट्रूसिव टाइप. सो ये जो लावा अंदर ही सॉलिडिफाई हो गया था, वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज इंट्रूसिव रॉक्स. ग्रेनाइट भी यहीं से क्वेरी करेंगे, ठीक है. एंड दिस इंट्रूसिव इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज प्लूटोनिक रॉक. प्लूटोनिक रॉक लिख लेना. wherever you see plutonic rock in geology, that means actually it is nothing but intrusive rock. Okay, so now let us continue with this topic. Let us see this geological classification of our rocks. Obviously it is three types: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Igneous is it is of volcanic origin. If the whatever this lava coming out, the magma whatever is there solidifying outside, then extrusive. If solidifying inside, intrusive, right? So what are the examples? Granite हो गया, basalt हो गया, dolerite हो गया, etc. Next is sedimentary rocks. See, sediments, I have told you the formation of rocks. मैंने कहा weathering चलेगा. First of all there will be a rock, this will be weathered, right? The sediments, it will be transported to new location and it will be settling here and forming rock again. याद आ गया ना आपको? Soil mechanics first module, right? So these type of rocks is nothing but sedimentary rock. Okay, these rocks are formed by deposition of production of weathered on pre-existing rocks. Okay, first pre-weathering chalega and this will be transported to new location. In suitable locations you will be getting, it will be getting deposited. Over the time it will be converting back into rock. So it is sedimentary rock. Next we have metamorphic rock. See, the pre-existing rock, it could be igneous rock or sedimentary rock. The pre-existing rock, if you are changing pressure and temperature, if you are changing pressure or temperature, obviously the properties will change, right? So the new rock whatever you are getting, we are calling it as metamorphic rock. Okay, so it is nothing but igneous sedimentary rock ka phase change. Okay, because of you are heating it or because of excess pressure, it will change its qualities and you will be getting this metamorphic rocks. These rocks are formed by change in character of pre-existing rocks. Igneous as well as sedimentary rocks are changed in characters when they are subjected to great heat and pressure. This is known as metamorphism. Example क्या है? Quartzite, schist, slate, marble and gneiss. Okay, so this is all about your geological classification and I have summed it up. This is very important. The question can come, this is the virginal rock, what is the metamorphic form of it? Granite का metamorphic rock form को हम क्या कहते हैं? Gneiss कहते हैं. Okay, and cyanide को भी यही कहते हैं. Okay, नेक्स्ट वी हैव सैंडस्टोन. सैंडस्टोन को क्वार्ट्जाइट हो जाता है, लाइमस्टोन मार्बल हो जाता है. अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, मार्बल इज इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? सो एटलीस्ट रिमेंबर दिस: gneiss, ग्रेनाइट, मार्बल, limestone, quartzite, it is sandstone. Okay, so slate is from shale, schist is from dolerite and basalt, slate is from mudstone. Okay, so at least remember these three very important frequently asked thing. Okay, slate भी अगर याद रखना है तो अच्छी बात है. Next is physical classification. See, you can classify it into stratified rocks and unstratified, not unstratified rocks and foliated rocks. So stratified rocks क्या होता है? Rocks that possess planes of stratification or cleavage. Such rocks can be easily split into planes. See what is happening? Let us say there is some stratification taking place. Okay, so first certain amount of material got stratified here. On this another layer is getting stratified. Okay, so what is happening? Whenever you have different material, there will be a clear cleavage line. Along this, if you are applying force, तो क्या हो जाएगा? Easily separate हो जाएगा. This type of rocks which have like layers, we are calling it as stratified rocks. Different layers of stratification जहाँ पे दिखेगा, हम उसे stratified rocks कहेंगे. If you can't see like that, then we'll be calling it as unstratified. Okay, igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks affected by movement of earth basically comes under unstratified rocks. Next we have foliated rocks. Foliated rocks यानी these rocks have tendency to split in different direction only. In particular direction these rocks have tendency of split. That's why we are calling it as foliated rocks. Foliation चलता है in that particular direction. For example, metamorphic rocks. Okay, I hope it is very clear, right? So stratified rocks, example sedimentary rocks. Unstratified, it could be sedimentary rocks as well as igneous rocks, whereas foliated rocks, it is metamorphic rocks. So next let us see chemical classification. We have siliceous rocks. Siliceous rocks में क्या रहेगा? ज़्यादा सिलिकॉन रहेगा. As simple as that. Example granite, quartzite, etc. Argillaceous rocks, clay content काफ़ी ज़्यादा रहेगा. For example slates and laterites. Next we have calcareous rock. Obviously calcium carbonate काफ़ी ज़्यादा रहेगा, CaCO3. And example क्या हो गया? Limestone, marble, etc. So what are the qualities of good stone? This is again important. It should have crushing strength more than 1000 kg per centimeter square. See appearance, it should good in appearance. सारे चीज़ आप लिख सकते हो, not a big deal. Durability, of course it should be durable for a long time. Okay, so fracture, it should be distinct, sharp and very clear. ऐसा नहीं रहना कि fracture spread होना है. If something is cracking, it should not spread all over our rock. It should be clear, distinct and it should be sharp. नेक्स्ट हार्डनेस, ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बिट है. सी वॉट एवर आई एम टिकिंग इट, एटलीस्ट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इट. सो क्रशिंग स्ट्रेंथ कितना, मिनिमम 1000 kg per centimeter square. हार्डनेस शुड बी ग्रेटर देन 17. Okay, so actually we have a range 14 to 17. If something is greater than 17, good for roads. If something is less than 14, then we will be calling it as poor quality rocks. Okay, so in between it will be moderate. For other purpose you will be using this medium hardness. I hope it is very clear. If less than 14, then poor hardness. So ये आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. This one also very important, percentage wear. For good building stone, the percentage wear should be less than 3%. Again very important. What is the percentage wear maximum allowable? 3%. Okay, so next what do we have? So all these things you can obviously write it down on your own. Water absorption, this step is very important. What is the maximum water absorption? For good stone it is only 5% after 24 hours immersion in water. याद रखना, ठीक है. So this is all about it. Even for rocks, seasoning is very important. What is the period of seasoning? It is around 6 to 12 months. Considered it is well properly seasoned. Okay, so for this rock we have to excavate, right? Generally क्या करेंगे हम, क्वेरी करेंगे. In quarrying we will be blasting it, right? For blasting we need certain amount of chemicals. What are these chemicals we basically use for blasting? First one is gunpowder. Gunpowder क्या है? Nitric acid, HNO3 plus saturated cotton. Okay, saturated cotton in nitric acid is nothing but our gunpowder. And then we have dynamite. Dynamite is nitroglycerin with sand paste. So these things also can come. What is the gunpowder? It is saturated cotton in nitric acid. Dynamite, it is nitroglycerin with sand paste. And cordite is nitroglycerin plus nitrocellulose. So nitroglycerin is important, which you have to remember. डायनामाइट में क्या रहता है, नाइट्रोग्लिसरीन विथ सैंड पेस्ट, वेयर एज कॉर्डाइट नाइट्रोग्लिसरीन प्लस नाइट्रोसेलुलोज. ओके, सो आई हैव गिवन प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ सर्टेन रॉक्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ग्रेनाइट, इट इज अ इग्नियस रॉक. स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी कितना रहेगा, स्ट्रेंथ कितना रहेगा, एक बार देख लेना, नॉट दैट इंपॉर्टेंट, बस एक बार देख लेना, दैट्स इट. ओके, so it will be easy for you. And this point is very important, composed of quartz, feldspar, mica and minerals. So what is the composition of granite? If someone asks, you can write quartz, feldspar, mica and minerals, but not that important. But एक बार देख लेना, it could come in some or some form, because there are a lot of important things. At least remember the names which are familiar to you, like granite हो गया, basalt हो गया. So things which you feel all of little bit importance, please do remember at least for them. Marble हो गया. Okay, so I have given them in detail, one see it. And for different purposes, what are the rocks we use, I have also given a table for it. Okay, so just have a look. For example, building situated in industrial towns will be going for granite and compact sandstone, like that I have given it. Electrical switchboards, generally it will be made up of marble slabs and slate. So like that I have given. If you remember, it's good. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Okay, so at least यहाँ तक तो आप पढ़ लीजिएगा, काफ़ी है. You will be more than perfect. I have given a note here. अरे not pentonic, plutonic होता है, plutonic. Please do correct it. Plutonic rock. It is igneous rock crystallized from magma below our earth surface. It is for example क्या है, granite. Okay, it is nothing but our intrusive rocks. Okay, so this is the end of this topic. Now let us continue with part 4, masonry. So in this masonry we will be studying various things. Basically we have stone masonry, brick masonry, hollow brick masonry, reinforced masonry, composite masonry, but हम पढ़ाई करते हैं stone masonry and brick masonry. So what is this masonry? The way we have to arrange our building materials. See, we have studied all the building materials, right? हमने concrete पढ़ा, हमने bricks पढ़ा, हमने stones पढ़ा. So how to arrange this to form a proper wall, we will study now in this topic, masonry. ठीक है? So obviously you should know certain things here. Like course हो गया. See, we'll be arranging our bricks in horizontal fashion, right? So this horizontal layer को हम क्या कहते हैं, इस layer को हम course कहते हैं. Similarly bed, the surface of stones perpendicular to line of pressure. See, line of pressure तो यहाँ है. So anything which is perpendicular to it, we will be calling it as bed. Okay, so bed, I hope you got it right. It is nothing but surface which is perpendicular to line of pressure. Similarly we have backing, we have fronting, or we can also call it facing. Okay, the wall which is actually the outside wall, this part of our wall, okay, which is being exposed to atmosphere, we will be calling it as face. Okay, similarly all these things you can easily understand. आप पढ़ लेना एक बार, more than enough. What is quoins? See, walls will be on 4 sides, right? Let us say this is your home, 4 sides आप बनाते हो. ये जो corner का आपका बनता है, whatever stones or bricks which are you are arranging at the corner at intersection, we will be calling it as quoins. Okay, quoins, quoins. I hope you got it right. Next we have closer, queen closer. See, the bricks whatever we have, right, we will cut it into our required shape. Okay, so we are calling it as queen closer, king closer. So let us say this is my brick. इफ आई एम कटिंग इट लाइक दिस, मुझे क्या आ रहा है, ये जो पार्ट आ रहा है ना ऑफ ब्रिक वाला, सो लाइक दिस क्लियरली वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज क्वीन क्लोजर, याद रख लेना. नेक्स्ट किंग क्लोजर. सी इन किंग क्लोजर व्हाट ही इज सेइंग, इट इज पार्टीशन ऑफ ब्रिक obtained by cutting of triangular piece between center of one end and center of one side. Okay, so center of one end कौन सा है, let us say this is my end, so center आके ये है, right, and side कौन सा है, ये है. center of side कहाँ है, यहाँ पे है. so cut it off. so what are you getting, you are getting something like this, right. so this is your king closer. okay, this let me draw it again. so यहाँ पे तो पूरा है like this, like this. okay, so this is your king closer. Fine, right? समझ में आ गया. See, if you are not joining to the middle but extending it to the other side, for example, instead of joining it like this to the middle, if you are extending to the side like this, then we will be calling it as beveled closer. okay, we will be calling it as beveled closer. Similarly, I have some more thing, एक बार देख लेना, आप समझ जाओगे. बट जस्ट गूगल इट वेन एवर यू आर रीडिंग इट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू गॉट कोपिंग, इट इज अ कोर्स प्लेस्ड अपॉन एक्सपोज्ड टॉप ऑफ एक्सटर्नल वॉल टू प्रिवेंट सीपेज ऑफ वाटर. सो वेन यू रीड इट यू माइट नॉट अंडरस्टैंड इट, यू कैन जस्ट गूगल व्हाट इज कोपिंग एंड गो टू द इमेज कोपिंग ऑफ ब्रिक्स, देख लेना. इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग अप्रोप्रिएट इमेज देन यू विल बी नोइंग ओके अच्छा ये है, ये तो मैं जानता हूँ, वेरी सिंपल, लाइक दैट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इजीली. ओके, सो नाउ this is about our whatever I explained. First of all, you will be having full brick, right? If you are cutting in the middle along the longitudinal axis, okay, so you will be getting your queen closer. So this part is your queen closer. Next you have also have queen closer quartered. queen closer quartered यानी इसमें आप फिर से आप एक पार्ट करोगे तो quartered आ गया. Next is king closer, off of the side to off of the edge, कट कर लेना. सो दिस पार्ट इज गॉन. सो वॉट एवर यू हैव इज किंग क्लोजर. इंस्टेड ऑफ कटिंग इट हियर, इफ यू extend it up to the end, you will be having this beveled. and we have mid thread. mid thread is also very important, याद रख लेना. सो 45 to 60 डिग्री एंगल में हम कट करते हैं, दिस ट्रायंगुलर पार्ट निकाल दोगे, दैट विल बी योर mid thread. okay, so full bat. now if you are cutting like this, if you are cutting like this, right, along the longitudinal, it was queen closer. if you are cutting like this in transverse, we will be calling it as off bat. okay, similarly we have 3/4 bat also, 3/4 bat भी कहते हैं, and then we have beveled bat also. if you are cutting like this, we will be calling it as beveled bat. okay, now let us see about stone masonry. when I am talking about stone masonry, we have rubble masonry and ashlar masonry. rubble masonry क्या है, it is not properly dressed यानी see the stone whatever you are getting from quarrying, so it won't be perfectly square, it won't be perfectly rectangular. unlike bricks हम क्या करते हैं, मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं, तो हमें क्या आता है, फिक्स्ड शेप आता है, राइट, 19x9x9. बट rocks, what are you doing stones, you are quarrying from sides, so it will have irregular shapes, right or not. so we have to dress these stones into whatever shape we want, right. so if it is not properly dressed or if it is undressed at all, then we will be classifying it as rubble masonry. ठीक है. in rubble masonry also we have lot of types: uncoursed rubble masonry, random rubble masonry, polygonal rubble masonry. I will show the diagrams, more than enough. next is, if it is well properly dressed, then we will be calling it as ashlar masonry. okay, now let us see rubble masonry. first one is uncoursed rubble masonry. okay, here obviously it is not properly dressed, it is very rough and poorest form of stone masonry. काफ़ी poor form रहेगा. you can see the shapes are not uniform. यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा ही shape है, यहाँ पे छोटा पत्थर आ गया. in the same layer we are getting like this. even the layers are not uniform. see, this layer is something like this, here we have some other layer. okay, so this type of thing is uncoursed rubble masonry. strength क्या रहेगा, obviously कम रहेगा. next is coursed rubble masonry. so I told you course is horizontal layer. so if you are making these stones in horizontal layer, okay, so कैसे भी arrange कर लो, but in proper horizontal layer, then we will be calling it as coursed. so you can clearly see the image, right. here what you have done, you have maintained the course, that's why I am calling it as coursed rubble masonry. I hope you got it right. next is coursed square rubble masonry. like that you will be having perfect squares actually, then we will be calling it as coursed square rubble masonry. see, you can see here if the size of my whatever stones are less, I am using it in 2 courses, but now this will be considered as a single course only. okay, so ये जो course है ये तो maintain हो रहा है ना, you might be using only 1 stone or 2 stones, it doesn't matter, it is maintaining its course, right. the horizontal section जो भी है वो maintain कर रहा है, that's why I am calling it as coursed square rubble masonry. next is polygonal rubble masonry. if you have irregular polygon shape वाले जो भी रहेगा stones, generally you will be going for like compound walls, right. in compound walls if you see, you will be having a stone something like this, right. you might be seeing in village areas especially, राइट. सो रॉक्स लगा देंगे, दे विल बी पॉलीगोनल शेप, irregular shape रहेगा, there you cannot observe any pattern. So basically these are called as polygonal rubber masonry. कहाँ पे यूज़ करते हो? Basically for compound walls. load bearing capacity काफ़ी कम रहता है. Okay, next is rubber masonry. So dry rubber masonry. Dry यानी there is no mortar. So you are not using any mortar, you are just keeping the rocks. In all above cases you had some mortar also, देख सकते हो ना, you will be obviously having mortar like this. Okay, so mortar रहेगा, बट हियर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम यू वोंट बी हैविंग एनी मोटर, जस्ट आप रॉक्स रख दोगे. कहाँ पे रखोगे? फॉर एग्जाम्पल डैम के पास रखोगे, रिटेनिंग वॉल के लिए रखोगे. सो ऑल दिस कम्स अंडर ड्राई रबल मैसनरी. नेक्स्ट इज एस्लर मैसनरी. सो इन एस्लर मैसनरी आई हैव टोल्ड यू इट इज़ प्रॉपरली ड्रस्ड. ओके, सो यूनिफॉर्म एंड फाइन जॉइंट्स रहेगा ऑफ अबाउट 3 mm थिकनेस बाय अरेंजिंग स्टोन ब्लॉक्स इन वेरियस पैटर्न्स. सो वी हैव एस्लर फाइन रफ, एस्लर फेसिंग, एस्लर कैम्फर्ड, एस्लर बॉकिन कोर्स. दिस इज नॉट दैट इंपॉर्टेंट. whatever is important I have already taught you. okay, ये जो डायग्राम्स है याद रख लेना, स्पेशली पॉलीगन काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो दिस इज अबाउट एस्लर फाइन. यू विल बी गेटिंग अ परफेक्ट कोर्सेज एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी देयर. ठीक है, सो दिस इज अबाउट our stone masonry. It is done. Now let us see our brick masonry. So when I am talking about brick masonry, obviously you need certain mortar for it, right? So what are the mortar you have? You can use mud mortar, cement lime mortar, lime surki mortar, as we have studied earlier. So type of brick bonds, whatever we have lot of bonds, like इतने सारे वेराइटी है. ठीक है, इतने सारे वेराइटी है. स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड हो गया, हेडर बॉन्ड हो गया, इंग्लिश बॉन्ड, डबल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड, सिंगल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड, गार्डन बॉन्ड, फेसिंग बॉन्ड, डच बॉन्ड, रेकिंग बॉन्ड, जिगजैग बॉन्ड, इंग्लिश क्रॉस बॉन्ड, बॉन्ड्स इन कॉलम. सो दीज मेनी टाइप्स आर देयर. मैं बेसिकली आपको 5 पढ़ा दूंगा. ठीक है, सो रिमेनिंग यू नीड नॉट स्टडी एट ऑल. ये जिगजैग बॉन्ड एक देख लेना आप एक बार, काफ़ी है. ओके, जस्ट गूगल द इमेज एंड सी. फर्स्ट वन इज स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड. ओके, सो इन स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज, in this bond all bricks are laid of their lengths in the direction of wall. The pattern is used only for wall having a thickness of 9 cm. So what he is saying, length कहाँ पे रहेगा? Along the wall. For example, this is the wall you want to construct. So length I know 19 9 and the height is also 9, right? So 19 वाला part मैं क्या करूँगा? इस तरह से arrange करूँगा. Okay, this will be called as my stretcher bond. So actually in the next layer also, if I keep the same, okay, if I keep the same, I have a problem. ये क्या हो रहा है? यहाँ पे एक joint पड़ रहा है. ठीक है, so when I have a joint like this and I apply a load, ये load क्या करेगा? It will not be transferred to the different parts. It will be transferred only through this, and this part will be collapsing. That's why we have to make sure that these joints are not continuous. ये जो joint पड़ता है, it is not continuous. But if I am having a stretcher bond, if I am using the only lengths like this, then obviously in the next layer also I will be getting lengths like this, right? कैसे आप मैनेज करोगे विदाउट दिस जॉइंट्स? दैट्स वाई आई विल बी यूजिंग माई ऑफ बैट्स और आई विल बी यूजिंग माई क्वीन क्लोजर्स. याद आ गया ना, क्वीन क्लोजर हमने क्यों ब्रिक को कट किया था? फॉर दिस ओनली वी हैव कट इट. सो हियर आई विल बी यूजिंग ऑफ बैट. ओके, मैंने क्या यूज कर दिया? ऑफ बैट. सो व्हाट आई गॉट, सो फर्स्ट लेयर विल बी समथिंग लाइक दिस, राइट? सो 19 19 19 19 so on. See what is off bat? I have cut it like this. So what I got here, यहाँ पे आधा हो गया, यहाँ पे आधा हो गया, some 9.5 I got, right? So that I will be keeping here. Okay, and followed by this. Now 19 19 and 19 like that I will be using. So what is happening? My joint is gone. Now I am not getting any fixed joint. तो मेरा fail नहीं होगा. As simple as that. समझ में आ गया? मज़ा आ गया ना? यहाँ पे लिख लेना. We'll be using off bat in our stretcher bond. See the stretcher bond, what is the thickness? If you see from the top, this is 19 mm brick, right? See, this is 19 centimeter brick. Length is 19. So what is the dimension? The thickness whatever you have from the top अगर देखोगे तो कितना रहेगा thickness? The thickness will be 9 centimeter, right? So this will be, these type of walls you can use it for interior purpose. Okay, partition wall के लिए आप use कर सकते हो. Partition walls which is not taking much load, will be using the stretcher bond or header bond which has less thickness. Okay, so let me be very clear. So this is the wall, right? Generally you will be having walls like this, right? So मैं A part ले रहा हूँ. Okay, so I am taking this part. So this is the front facing. ये जो face है यहाँ से आप देख रहे हो. If I am seeing from here my eye, so this part whatever I am seeing is my elevation this. Okay, but if you see from the top से देखोगे आप, so you will be seeing a L shape like this, right? So यहाँ पे जो wall रहेगा and A wall, right? So this is about it, and the thickness will be like 9 centimeter here. So use it for partition walls. Next is header bond. See, header bond is quite opposite. Here you have used it along the elevation, right? 19 19 19. So instead of that use it in reverse direction. तो क्या हो जाएगा, आपका जो 9 सेंटीमीटर वाला एंड आ गया ना, सो 9 सेंटीमीटर वाला एंड नाउ will be contributing to the face of the wall. The thing which you are seeing on the elevation side will be your 9 centimeter wall. So this will be your 19 centimeter. Okay? So the wall whichever you are getting, now I am calling it as header bond. In this type of bond, all the bricks are laid with their ends towards the face of the wall. This arrangement is suitable for one brick of curved wall and footing for better load distribution. So again we have the same problem here. Whenever using this header bond, okay, so I will be getting something like this, well and good. Now again I have the problem in the next layer. If I am using same header bond, so again I will be getting joints. When I am getting the joints and you are applying the load, क्या हो जाएगा, crack हो जाएगा, right? The structure is failing. So what I have to do, I have to avoid this joints. So what I am doing is I am using one thing. What should I use? Use your common sense. मैंने पढ़ाया था आपको. What should I use? should use queen closer. What is queen closer? You are cutting it into half. तो यहाँ पे thickness कितना रहेगा? This was basically 9 centimeter. Now it will be 9 by 2 around 4.5. So if I am using it, so first 4.5. Now you start using it. So 9 9 9 9 9 so on, right? So what is happening? Your joint is broken. Now you don't have any proper joint. So it will be good for you. Okay, I hope you got it right. In alternate layers हम क्या यूज करेंगे? हम यूज करेंगे queen closer. I hope you are perfect now. So this is about your header bond. Next we have English bond. See, in English bond diagram देखिएगा आप, diagram देखिएगा. What we are using alternate layers. यहाँ पे है stretcher bond and यहाँ पे है header, right? We are using alternate layers. In this bond, alternate course of headers and stretchers are laid. It is necessary to place queen closer in the heading course for breaking the joints vertically. Okay, so obviously I have explained you right about this courses. So again we will be using our queen closer to break our joints if any, and this is actually good. So here of course we can have one brick wall like this, or you can go for one end of brick, or you can go for two end of brick. It is up to you. जितना thickness चाहिए based on the load whatever is acting, you can go for one brick or one end of brick or two end of brick. It is up to you. External wall के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा है. It can take load. I hope you are perfect, right? समझ में आ गया. Next we have this double Flemish bond. So next is Flemish bond. Actually in Flemish bond what we are doing, we are keeping it same, but instead of it here I will be having alternate heads and stretches laid in each course. Okay, so in each course में ही मैं कर रहा हूँ. First I will be using one header and then I will be using one stretcher. Header and one stretcher. Okay, in English bond what we have alternate courses. पूरा header आएगा, नीचे पूरा stretcher आएगा. Here what I am having in the same course, I have header, I have stretcher, header, stretcher, so on. So this is called as double Flemish bond. Okay, so it will be something like this. Now you can see the diagram and interpret. Next is single Flemish bond. It is combination of my double Flemish bond and my English bond. Okay, so अगर हम कॉम्बिनेशन यूज करेंगे तो आ जाएगा हमें सिंगल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड. दिस टाइप ऑफ बॉन्ड इज कंप्राइजिंग ऑफ डबल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड फेसिंग एंड इंग्लिश बॉन्ड बैकिंग. ये जो बैक साइड का रहेगा फ्रंट पार्ट विच इज एक्सपोज्ड, वॉट एवर यू आर सीइंग दैट विल बी यूर डबल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड. डबल फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड का लुक काफ़ी अच्छा दिखता है कंपेयर टू इंग्लिश बॉन्ड. इट हैज़ अ प्रॉपर लुक, सो यूर बिल्डिंग लुक्स ब्यूटिफुल. एंड द इनसाइड थिंग यू विल बी हैविंग दिस इंग्लिश बॉन्ड जो स्ट्रेंथ काफ़ी अच्छा देगा. सो यू हैव द एडवांटेज of good looks as well as good strength when it comes to single Flemish bond. Okay, I hope it is perfect for you, right? And let us end this chapter. Very important, this is a bit which is must and should in SSC JE. The things which I have thought about might not appear in examination for SSC JE, but यहाँ से क्वेश्चन बहुत पूछा जाता है. Slenderness ratio which is length by least radius of gyration. So basically for lime mortar if you are using it will be 12. Okay, याद रख लेना, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग है. फॉर यूर सीमेंट लाइम मोटर ऑब्वियसली इट विल बी 18. फॉर यूर सीमेंट मोटर इट शुड बी 24. ये बिट तो इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऑलरेडी 5-6 बार आ चुका है एग्जाम में. ठीक है, सो व्हाट इज स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो फॉर यूर सीमेंट मोटर वॉल? लैम्डा 24. ठीक है, इसके हिसाब से हम लेंथ डिसाइड कर सकते हैं बेस्ड ऑन लैम्डा. ओके, नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू फॉर एनी मैसनरी वॉल? इट कुड बी यू आर यूजिंग सम सुपीरियर मटेरियल. ओके, सो कंक्रीट से बनाते हो, इट डजेंट मैटर. इफ यू आर कंस्ट्रक्टिंग वॉल विद कंक्रीट ऑल्सो यू हैव अ लैम्डा मैक्सिमम ऑफ 30. ठीक है, so please revise once. Lambda lime 12, lambda cement lime mortar 18, lambda a cement mortar 24, and maximum value for any masonry wall, it is 30. So this concludes our BMC. See, there is one more part which is called as building construction, which is not there for our ESC syllabus, GATE syllabus, even for SSC JEE it is not that important, but ISRO में question पूछा जाता है. And here, right, all these things are like फालतू वाला information. It's not at all important. If you want to read once, just read it. You will be like, okay, I know this already, but if there are something which you don't know, now you will be knowing, like plinth height क्या होता है, plinth area क्या होता है, foundation. So this thing is not in our syllabus, so why to waste our time? But this part of staircase is very important. Okay, so very important for your SSC JEE and ISRO also. Every year there is a question from ISRO from staircase. I don't know what is their obsession with staircase, बट क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है इसरो में एवरी ईयर एंड क्वेश्चन विल बी बेस्ड ऑन द पार्ट्स इटसेल्फ. ओके, सो कौन सा पार्ट का क्या यूज़ है, नोवेल पोस्ट का क्या यूज़ है, बैलिस्टर का क्या यूज़ है, हैंड रेल का क्या यूज़ है, वेस्ट का क्या यूज़ है. ओके, सो दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी कॉमन. सो आई हैव गिवन द डेफिनेशंस. एक बार डेफिनेशन देख लेना, आप कम समझ जाओगे. आई हैव गिवन द डायग्राम ऑल्सो. So see this diagram and read the definition, so you will easily understand. So this is the landing जहाँ पे आप change करते हो, right, from floor to floor or in between the floor. At the center also you will be giving a landing space, right? And this flight, okay, flight is from this part to this part, from 0 floor to first floor जाने के लिए आप कितना distance जा रहे हो, that will be your flight and so on. Okay, so see the diagram and read it. And types of your staircase is also very important. One, you can do it like straight, or you can also have window like this. You might have seen in houses, right? Duplex houses में काफ़ी famous है window type. So you will be entering like this, entering here. Okay, entering up, something like that. Okay, next we have quarter window. Okay, in quarter window आप देख सकते हो almost 180 degrees turn ले चुका है. Then we also have quarter landing, double window. See, windows आप याद नहीं रखोगे तो भी चलेगा. There are some important thing like क्वार्टर लैंडिंग, हाफ लैंडिंग, विच यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो कर्व्ड हो गया, स्पाइरल हो गया. स्पाइरल आप बेसिकली इफ यू गो टू लो कॉस्ट हाउसेस, ओके, एंड फॉर गोइंग टू वाटर टैंक बेसिकली, और फॉर योर penthouse they will be generally going for spiral type of staircase, right? if you see स्टील का एक staircase रहता है spiral, which is very common in India. Okay, so these are about staircases we have. So this is everything which you have to understand, and once you are done, no one can stop you from scoring 100 out of 100 in your building materials or even building construction when it comes to ISRO type examination. ठीक है, so there are some important things here. ये जो मैंने स्पेसिफिकेशंस दिए हैं, मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स यू हैव, मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स, व्हाट इज़ द एंगल फ्रॉम फॉर योर स्टेप्स एंड एवरीथिंग. You have to remember 45 degrees is your best angle at which you have to construct the steps, so on. So if you remember this, 100 out of 100 in SSC JEE, ISRO, ESC, GATE, no one can stop you. Believe me, you go to any coaching center, मैं आपको गारंटी के साथ दे सकता हूँ, right? So you might have already finished your coaching in some Made Easy or IES Master. I am pretty much sure many students are there who have joined coaching, and वहाँ पे ना 5-6 चैप्टर मैक्सिमम पढ़ाते हैं जहाँ से मार्क्स पूछे जाते हैं, बट दे विल नेवर teach or touch these topics. Okay, but why I have touched, why I have taught you stones, why paints? Because see, if you go to those coaching centers and if you are scoring like, let us say they are giving you 70% of knowledge, in this 70% you know only you can, in examination you can answer only 70% of it. So आपका कितने मार्क्स हो गए? 49 मार्क्स, राइट? 7 7 are 49. 49 out of 100 अगर आप स्कोर करते हो तो आपका रैंक कितना है? सो योर रैंक इज नॉट इवन 5000 in GATE, right? What is the advantage of paying like 1 lakh fees and then you are attending whole year and scoring 5000 rank in your GATE, right? So here I am trying to maximize it and teach almost like 95% of everything. Okay, so 100% तो कोई नहीं जा सकता ना. That is not practical, so something will be missed somehow. So 95% मैंने पढ़ाने की कोशिश की है. So even if you are going like 70%, so obviously you will be scoring very good around 70 and you will be in top 500, right? So इतना तो मिनिमम है. If you want rank 1, मैं जितना पढ़ा रहा हूँ ना, ये सब में आप परफेक्ट रहना चाहिए. You should नॉट रीड एनीथिंग इन एक्स्ट्रा. एक्स्ट्रा मत पढ़िए. एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ने से आपको रैंक नहीं आएगा, रैंक जाएगा. द मोर एक्स्ट्रा थिंग्स यू स्टडी, योर रैंक स्टार्ट्स टू गो डाउन. रिमेंबर दिस लॉजिक. ओके, सो एक्स्ट्रा आपको नहीं पढ़ना है. वॉट एवर आई हैव थॉट यू इज मैक्सिमम. So solve question papers. In that question papers there will be questions which you are missing, so these questions you have to make note, and आपका रैंक जो 500 आने वाला था वो सीधा 5 में आ जाएगा, टॉप 5 में आ जाएगा if you are doing that. Okay, so this is how you have to study for all the examinations which you are preparing for. All the best. I hope you get into ESC this year. Have a nice day. See you in our next subject.